It's obvious that what we tried to do with Kyoto didn't work, or at least it wasn't accepted in America. When Al and I really didn't think that Kyoto Accord was too tough, but in America they thought it was so horrible. I think it's the only bill I ever lost in Congress before I even sent it up there. That was sort of embarrassing. But anyway, what comes after Kyoto? So does the world need an agreement that binds us all together and gives us a way to keep score? And if it does, what should the agreement look like?
This crisis, the climate crisis, is not going to be solved only by personal action and business action. We need changes in laws, we need changes in policies, we need leadership, and we need a new treaty. We need a mandate at Bali during the first 14 days of December this year to complete a treaty not by 2012, but by 2009, and put it completely into force by 2010. We can do it, and we must do it. Now, two things happened last week that were particularly important. Number one, 5 days ago, at the time of the equinox, when the warm half of the year in the northern hemisphere ended, there was the official measurement of the maximum extent to which the ice of the North Polar ice cap melted. It not only set an all-time record low, it was 22% below the previous record. An extra 1 million square miles melted. There are only 1.6 million square miles left. What it means is that the entire North Polar ice cap could be completely gone in less than 23 years. And if it goes, it won't come back in millions of years. What this means, ladies and gentlemen, and particularly all these heads of state and business leaders here, we face a genuine planetary emergency. We cannot just talk about it. We have to act on it. We have to solve it urgently. Now, the second thing that happened last week was that the world celebrated the 20th anniversary of a great success story. The hole in the ozone layer was discovered in 1985. The science had been established completely in 1974, and the world did nothing for 11 years until they discovered the hole in the ozone layer. And then, within the following year and a half, action took place. Now, some people said voluntary action will solve it. Businesses will take the initiative. The Secretary of the Interior at that time said voluntary measures like wearing more sunglasses and floppy hats was the answer. Some here remember that. But Secretary of State George Shultz and others in President Reagan's administration convinced him that he had to take the lead, that it wasn't an ideological or political issue, and Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill joined hands and listened to the scientists. They didn't censor them, and the world in 1987 got a treaty that is putting us well on the path to solving that crisis. They said it would be too expensive. It has been much cheaper. In fact, a lot of companies have made money in the transition, and the same thing will be true of the climate crisis. The UN met in a special meeting, the largest meeting of the heads of state on climate in history. Many of these heads of state were there on Monday, and thank you. It was an excellent meeting. Now there's another meeting tomorrow that begins tomorrow. I would like to call on President Bush to follow President Reagan's example and listen to those among his advisors who know that we have to have binding reductions in CO2, we have to put a price on carbon, and the United States of America has to lead the world to solve the climate crisis.